Well, hello internets, here we go. We have another one of these videos. And decided to share it with you. I guess it is what it is, and around we go. I know I've done a few of these online type shopping kind of videos lately. However, it's been a few things that are on my mind. I have found myself in the need of a winter coat this year. And the one that I bought back in 2012, maybe earlier, I'm not 100% sure, the zipper broke on it here last year. So I went to the closet and I dug out another coat that I had bought in the meantime that really didn't feel right, fit me right. And I have worn that coat from whatever it would have been, 2019 through 2020 and into now the winter of 2021, which would only be about 3 years, 4 years, 3.5 years. And now the zipper broke on this so-called new old coat. Now with the new old coat, it was a plastic zipper, where the 2012 coat that lasted as long as it did was a metal zipper. And really in the end, it wasn't the metal zipper that broke, it was the little pull that come off the zipper that broke. Where the plastic one, it was the actual zipper itself that broke. And really, obviously, the quality dictates sort of how long it should last. So I got poking around the town that I live in trying to find me another coat, and went to the local store, and no, there's nothing, no selection, no coats. And yeah, okay, fine, you know, let's face it, sometimes your size you need is a little bit harder to get. Now in the past they've ordered it in for me, the larger size, hence why I was able to get the coat that I had. However, this time around they said, well, due to the way everything is, don't count on it even coming in. Well, okay, fine, I understand. You know, you gotta order it from wherever it's gotta come on the slow boat after being made in 8 months. You know, it might come here, it might end up being here in July, but by then it'll be not needed for a winter coat. We'll have to face that then. So I went online, back on the old online shopping again, and searching out the brands that I recognize. And a lot of the online websites don't have much larger than extra large or double extra large. How are people supposed to shop when you don't show the sizes you carry? Now I know they make more than just double extra large, because they have them in the local stores. So these brands do make the larger sizes. Why not have them on your websites, you know? So I turned to the local, well, my favorite, or what's become my favorite online shopping site, and I found a few coats. You know, the measurements and stuff like that look good. The prices were a little steep. You know, when you're paying upwards of $200 or more for a coat, you're taking a huge risk that it's even going to be the right size when it gets here. And with everything the way it is, with my budget the way it is, with things going on in the world the way it is, with packages being lost the way it is, could I really risk losing a couple $100? And I thought, no, let's wait it out, you know. My coat, or the coat they've ordered in for me, or whatever their system is, might come in July. So really, how much is it going to cost to put a zipper in my older coat? Since really my older coat, I know it fits, I know it feels good, it's not totally wore out yet. There's still probably another 2 or 3 winters left in it before it starts to become a vest or something. So I start shopping around for someone to sew a zipper. Well, even to find somebody to sew a zipper is getting hard to find nowadays. Isn't sewing, is sewing becoming obsolete? Is fixing things becoming something of the past? At one time, things were able to be serviced, things were able to be fixed. And I've noticed a trend in the last 15, 20 years where it's cheaper to throw it away and go down to the big box store and buy another one than it is to replace a capacitor or, the screen, or buy a new cord for the one that your dog chewed, kind of a thing like that, than it is just to fix it and move on, right? So I finally was able to find somebody to sew. Luckily, I have older family members that have always sewed, and they offered to put a zipper in my coat. And hey, it's you can tell the zipper's been changed, but at the same time, hey, it works. It zips up. It's metal. It should last another 3-4 years for sure. And it'll do quite well until such a time as I'm able to find another coat. They go on and on about plastic waste, about e-waste, about garbage this and overrun landfills that. But they really don't seem to be doing anything to actually solve the flood of garbage being produced and disposable items being produced that end up in the landfill in just 6 months or a year or so. Recycling centers that I see aren't equipped to handle a lot of the stuff that's being recycled. So most of it just costs money to dispose of, costs labor and time to dispose of it, and then just ends up being dumped. And surely, rather than burying some of this garbage in the ground for 2, 3, 400 years, 1,000 years, whatever, some of this stuff could be recycled, like actually shredded and used in composite deck material, or recycled for metal and reused otherwhere else, or actually, even better yet, fix it. So what if your patio set is green from the 90s? Get a couple cans of paint and some sandpaper, sand it on down, and paint it the modern, hammered bronze finish, or whatever the hot pink colors are for the season, Back in the day, I used to buy patio sets, or I used to scrounge patio sets that weren't the in color. Mask off the glass, paint them. Suddenly these people want them now because they're not green, they're not 1990s green. Sometimes you buy cushions in the off season, then next spring you got yourself a nice patio set. TVs used to be fixable, and now they're tossed quite regularly. I live in an apartment complex, and probably every week there's a TV in the garbage. Sometimes it's because the kid threw a toy and broke it. Sometimes it's because of cheap material and it broke after 5 days after the warranty periods come up. Sometimes the people just bought a new TV and they don't think of selling their old one. I've seen a lot of good material, good items be thrown away just because they're old. I've seen a lot of fixable items thrown away just because they needed a simple fix. And it's a lot cheaper to throw them away than it is to fix them and have a used TV, when you can toss it and have the brand new item and the prestige that goes along with it. It's kind of the whole thing about buying a new coat or fixing the old one. If you have the ability to fix it, fix it. If you can make do with patching it, patch it. If you can make do with living with a 1990s green patio set, then make do with a 1990s green patio set. A lot of the stuff that I have in my apartment was somebody else's at one time. There's a few items that I have bought new that were hard to get. You know, my bed I bought new because obviously it's a bed. My couch was used. You know, my TV was new because I had to replace the other one that burnt out. That was my dad's. So, you know, I could have waited, but I didn't. You know, things like that. A lot of the stuff had belonged to somebody else at one time. But it seems to be the way our world is where we're so fixated on the newness that we forget about fixing or reusing or re-gifting the older items. We just toss them away. We don't want the headache or hassle of trying to sell them. Just a few things that's on my mind, few things that I've noticed in the last little while, some of the things that I've experienced myself. Leave your comments below if you choose. It is what it is, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.